this computer. And I'll move it to... Okay, let's get started. So today's session is about table topics, and so we already had done a table topic session, and so I asked this question around to my mentees, like, what do you want me to cover? I had a different idea. I was planning for speech, say, bit of rhetorics and speech delivery, but I told, let me ask my audience what do they want, and Raj asked me, can you cover table topics? It was good we covered the frameworks in the last session. You can go and watch the things of how to answer a table topics question. But today it's something different. Today is something that if a table topics question comes in and you turn totally blank, you don't have any clue how to answer, what should you do and what should your thought process be to overcome that situation? Now it's exactly like when you get into, say, you meet a tiger in the jungle, not in the zoo. You meet a tiger in the jungle. At that moment, the brain's response is blank. You have two responses: flight or fright. Either you run away or you get fearful. So running away is that one. Fight or flight, that's the one, not flight and fright. So either you fight that particular tiger or you run away. But because in public speaking, it's that primal brain that comes into play, you don't know, you cannot, you don't know what to fight for because the enemy is not visible to you. It is just a simple, innocent question. And or there's another option, you tell sorry and then you go back. I remember my first table topics, they asked me around what's your favorite brand of car? And at that time, my first ever Toastmaster meeting, as a guest, they asked me, what is your favorite brand of car and why do you like it? Since childhood, I've never driven a car. For me, it was all bikes. I just froze and lasted 8 seconds in my first table topic session. One word came out. It was sorry. I was red faced. I went back and I sat. Then my mentor, Ed, there were other very good Toastmasters came in, put their warm hands on my shoulder and told, look, what is going through your mind? And I told, I just want to go home now. I was feeling embarrassed. I just want to go home because other people are speaking so eloquently. Like, I thought they knew the question beforehand. And I also asked, are you sure you don't know the question in advance? They tell, if you know the question in advance, then it is not a table topics. It becomes a prepared kind of table topic. So with my experience with so many years of failing, I would say lots of failures, I have come down to a few conclusions or a few tips, which if you start thinking, I'm not sure if it is going to solve your problem, but I'm going to, I'm 100% sure that it is going to at least give you directions that if you get into that situation, how to get out of a sticky situation. But first things first, number one, I think the number one tip is lower the expectation. If the table topics is 2 minutes, you just have to last for 1 minute. You don't have to speak till the red light. So lower the expectation. all you have to do is last till the green light is on. So that is one. Second is, if the question comes and you are totally blank, and if it is against your belief system, like in one of the newer clubs which I was mentoring at Metro Trains, a person who was new, he asked a ridiculous some things which we should not be speaking, like things around politics, and asking them to pick. And that particular person asked about religion to somebody else who was of a different religion. And they were talking about conversion and all. So that's a very controversial topic. And with that particular table topics, that particular speaker turned very angry. And it was confronting. So I had to go and mediate there. But if you were asked that question, how would you answer that? And let's see why you'll be turning blank if if things are against your belief system. The other thing is, you if things are disagreeable to you, how would you answer that? Just look at the politicians, how they answer those questions. People throw like salvos or missiles. Reporters throw missiles at them, and they sometimes get caught off guard. They have to come out of the situation. So first thing is, don't take it by heart, and lower the expectations to a very bare bone expectation that you just have to last a minute of the stage time. Second, if you are turning blank, the second tip is, so if you listen to one word, so like they asked Raj a table topics question, like if you have if you go to Bunnings, have a sausage, do you want onions on top or at the bottom? And she was clueless. I was speaking to Raj earlier. So when you listen to those steps, what you do is, instead of turning blank, what you can do is, can you repeat the question? Knowingly ask, repeat the question. And while the question is repeating or being repeated, you also have golden seconds to think through what to answer. Pick one out of it and then go with the flow. So that's one strategy that you can use, is ask the question back. Could you please repeat the question? The next thing is, you don't need to answer immediately. Most of the newer speakers come in and they think that they have to start immediately. You can take up to 10 seconds to think through. So stand there, look to the speaker, and then think for 5 seconds. 5 seconds is 6, 7 heartbeats. Or you have to count 1, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Within 5 seconds, pick one word from the question. First of all, did you understand the question, what is being asked? The second question I will ask you is, if you take 5 seconds and see, what does it mean to me? Say, for example, let's take back the onion rings question. Or say, if I were to take you to Mars, which mountain will you go? You don't have any clue about Mars. You don't know any mountains in Mars. So there's a knowledge gap. So wherever there is a knowledge gap, you start with that gap. Say, for example, if I ask you, if I take you to Mars, which mountain would you want to visit? Then you tell, I don't have any clue, and you start with that one. Thank you. I don't have any clue about the mountains of Mars, but I do have clues about the mountains on Earth. You see, this is what I have done, is I have diverted the question from an unknown segment to a known segment, which I know.
Yeah.
And once you take it there, then you ask, okay, now I'm taking the mountain. So think of that one as a continuing story. Now, if I go to a mountain, and this is the words that you can, no need to think, you can tell. If I go to a mountain, whom will I take with me? I will take my son, my daughter, my best friend to go there. But then would I survive? And then you see where I'm going. You then go on to say, would I survive in the mountain? No. For that, I need to prepare 15 or 16 months for that altitude. So then I can breathe properly. But I can't take oxygen there. And then you can narrate all the things that you have done. Finally, you will see the green light and you start the conclusion. So that is one strategy that I tell, whatever you're thinking, verbalize it and then take that question away. If you see some of the best speakers, like I asked the other day at our club, Talking Point, I asked Bruce, you are at I still remember the question. You're looking at the beautiful blue sky of Docklands Harbor, and at the corner of our eye, a seagull comes in, and the seagull poops, and you know it's going to hit you. What is your strategy to avoid? And Bruce changed the question and answered something else. That's fine, he did not answer the question, but that is the smart speaker who tells, okay, it's fine, I don't know, and I can answer this question because that's the strategy we put in. Some people will tell that's not fair, you have not answered the question. If it was a contest, you will lose if you do not answer the question. Yes. At the same time, pick that question and answer something else, but then in the conclusion, wrap up with the same question. Like, I don't know about Mars, but if it was on Earth, it would be Mount Everest. And then hand it over. So, a table topics, think of a table topics as introduction, a body, and a conclusion. In your intro, you talk about the question, what memories does it evoke? What does it remind you? You don't need to think. You can actually verbalize your thought process. You then expand your body by bringing other pieces in. What does it remind you of childhood? Now, what memories is it reminding you? And then finally, the conclusion. I would not say a table topics would be a fluent speech by any measures, but it's an attempt to become fluent. With practice, you start becoming fluent. Like it's all stage time. It's all about getting smart. So the other trick is you run two minds. So we tell left brain, right brain, but even in the minds, there are two minds. One is the present mind that you use it for thinking. The other mind is always thinking of the future. So imagine you are driving, right? You go from, say, Docklands in the city to Footscray or Wick Markets. You are driving. So one mind is focused on the present, looks for dangers around. So then you look for the lights, you look at the pedestrians. The second mind is thinking, now if I go to Footscray, what am I going to buy? I'll go buy this onions are on special. This is there. I have to buy flowers. I have to have dinner. So the other mind is continuously thinking of the future. So start exploring the second mind of future thinking along with your present mind. So how do you do that? Say, for example, again, going back to the question, I will ask you a question around if I give you a citrus fruit to choose, which one would you choose? Common answer, lemon. But if I give you two choices like kaffir lime or some Mauritian lime, you have no clue about what is kaffir lime. So you tell, I'll choose Mauritian lime, but I don't know what a Mauritian lime is, but I know what a lime is and I know the smell. And you see, and with the smell, when you are telling smell, it reminds you of some. So you start engaging in all your senses. When you invoke smell is a very powerful speaking. I would say I always ask you to put all the visual, audio, feeling, and also the sense of smell. It's so powerful in your speech. Say, for example, now I'm talking at lime, and you are actually you know the sense of smell of lime. You can actually feel the smell, and and then it has a very sour taste, and you can add the qualities of that particular lime, and you move on with your story. So once you listen to that one, your present mind focuses on the sight and smell. The future mind starts talking, okay, and it links from this thought to the next thought. So that way you can take this piece and then thread it to another piece and another piece. And with that, you know that you can actually speak endless. If given 30 minutes, you can fill the 30 minutes. Just imagine after a long time, you go back to your hometown, you see your mother or you see your sister, you meet her after 1 year. I remember my mom when during childhood, I remember when my mom used to take me to her hometown to meet her sisters. She had 6 sisters, and 7 of them would not sleep a wink for 2 continuous days. So they would be talking, talking, talking. They would be talking, talking, talking until night. They would be talking. I get confused. What do I talk about? So they tell that is not enough. We have so much to tell to each other. So with that thought process, if you bring back to your table topics, look for the audience. And always I ask you to focus on the audience. What are you going to tell to the audience? What message can they get out of it? So then it changes from you. The focus is on you of how to answer the question is how can I answer a question that can help them? Or imagine these are your very good friends sitting in front of you. What would you answer that would really help them? Even if it's an onion ring, is there a lesson in the onion ring? Is there a lesson here? And anything that you speak, that lesson becomes your conclusion. So that's your action. That we have a speech. A speech without action is like an archer without arrows. That means they will just have a bow. They don't know what to. They can just play music on the bowstring, but they cannot pinpoint and give a targeted action to the audience. They see the target, but then no arrows. They don't know what to hit. So that is my strategy on answering the table topics. I will pause here and take some questions. Was it helpful, or do you need any more tips? So Raj, you want to go first? Any questions you have?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I wrote it down all the tips and tricks. I think it's beneficial. I used to teach my son writing. Like
Hmm,
there were five W's in there: who, what, when, and where. So I
exactly.
was thinking, like, use the same trick. We can use five W's in there, and it will expand it to 1 minute. And that was a very good trick. What reminds you? So relate it to the past.
Hmm.
When
So
you go into the past, then you can dig something out from there and
correct,
explain it.
correct. Past, present, future is one. So those are frameworks. So the thing which we are discussing here is you have all the tricks in your bag, but at that point you're totally blank.
Yeah,
You either pick one. The another one is which the kids learn is you have a
yeah,
topic,
I know.
evidence, and then you can link it to something else. So you have Teal method. You have so many methods to do that. But at that point
Yeah,
of time, because the brain is frozen,
Yep.
Your intelligence fails. What do you do when that fails? You first of all give yourself time. In that 10 seconds, pick up one method and you go with it. So there is no right or wrong. Just pick one method and go. The five W's is
Yeah.
one.
Like, yeah,
Past,
kids like
present is
to
one.
use to
Yeah.
explain the environment there and
Yeah.
the whatever atmosphere.
Mm,
When I go to Bunnings, how do I it look like to me? How do I feel? So I can
mm,
add everything instead of just talking about sausage,
yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
So
And and as I said, you can ask them to repeat the question, or you can also give observations that this is a very interesting question, which I've never thought about it. And you're being honest. And when you tell that, you can then it gives you golden, precious time to think through. So yeah, that's a
how
very
can
good
you tell this
strategy.
is an interesting question when you are scared of that question?
You just have to tell, right? You don't have to feel it, right? The question is not scary. It's it, question is it's a very innocent question. Yeah, so that is one. So try it. Uh, Here's another thing. If you want to really try in the club, in your hand, write five W's.
Mm.
You challenge yourself. Okay, whatever is this is, I will be using my framework which I've written in my hand. If I forget everything, I look at my hand and I write it there. I look at it and it reminds me of something. So that is another tip. It's like a fail-proof technique. Or you can carry notes. Carry a paper, you write it. Okay, I'm going to answer it there. Just remember in your school days when the final exams used to come, they used to, and you're so nervous. You got the question paper in your hand and you look at the question paper, read through, you think this is so hard and I can't do it. The first thing that comes directly, your inner mind tells you, I cannot do it. Once you do that, then you sit, you see other people are also having the similar thought process, and then it starts coming. The intelligence starts coming, and you start writing, and you have said 3 hours, you finish around 20 pages of writing. But initially
Yeah.
you thought it was not possible. Did you have the
Yeah.
similar feeling?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So give yourself time and don't rush to answer. You have absolutely 2 minutes to talk about. That stage is 2 minutes yours. So here is why you should last till the red.
Mm.
Stage time is very precious. I tell um, stage time is as important as preparing time. Because stage time, that 2 minutes, if you keep adding those stage time moments, it starts removing that fear of public speaking in you. Fear of
Yeah.
am I able to answer a question and out. So take that time, don't go. And here's the other trick. You have to start conclusion only when you see the green light. That is step one.
Okay.
Or if you are enjoying your talk, look for the red and you can conclude. You have 30 seconds after the red to finish your speech. So don't feel compelled that you have to finish early.
It all depends on practice, right, Ansuman? It's like we need to
Yes. I
like
think
every
I
day.
need to take a
Couple,
question every day and make a
yeah,
video on one random
yeah.
question.
Yeah, but the thing is, procrastination is coming to.
That is true. The thing I'm pointing here is if you don't have a purpose, you will not be
Mm,
motivated to do that.
mm. Yeah.
What am I going to achieve by doing this? Answering a table topics, I'm not using it in my real life. How am I going to improve on it? So what you can do is go and visit other clubs, just not our
Mm.
club.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
like you're a Toastmaster, you have so many clubs in Melbourne. You can Google, find what are the other meetings, go and attend the meeting. And you have a visitor, you can pick a role, and you will be definitely, because they see a new face, they will ask you a table topics question.
Mm,
And then you
mm.
go practice it. So fail so many times that even failure gets ashamed of you and tell he's failing again and again. I'm not going to fail again.
Yeah.
That's the point. Failing becomes tired of you. So after that, you have to hit that limit of rock bottom of failure. Then failure will be laughing at you, and then it will not come to you anymore. You start moving fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
all good. We have 3 more minutes. Vijeta, you had any observations?
Yeah, I learned so many things today. First thing is like I whenever I go there, I just panic like, oh, what's the question, and then my mind gets blocked, and yeah, those are the five W's. I have to think about it straightforward. Yeah.
Go to the video that we have recorded earlier. I have given lots of frameworks. There's also a document on table topics. Go through that one. I'll send it again. Go through that video. I've covered
Okay.
in detail. There are more frameworks. You can take
I
down
missed
any
that
framework.
video. I
It's
missed that
already,
session.
I will
It's
send it through.
already yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it through. I've covered in detail. That was one of the best attended sessions, so you can have a look there. Cool. So we wrap it up here. Next one, we will move on to. So next, I'm not keeping anything, but we will look into what is bothering you. For example, around your speech technique, if anything that needs to be done, I will not wear a mentor hat. I'll wear a coach's hat to ask you certain questions. Cool.
Okay.
And if you have a speech prepared, I have already three in the pipeline to do a review tonight. I'm going to send recordings of those reviews and send it through. So if you have a speech prepared, even if
Thank
it's an
you.
old speech, rehash it, practice it, send the video to get the feedback. So then you're back on track in the club.
Yeah. Yeah. True answer. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for that.
Cool. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next
Thank
week
you,
then.
Ansuman.
See you.
See
See you.
you
Bye.
See
next
you.
week.
Bye.
Bye bye.